September 1. Welcome to CGN News. Guyana's former ruling coalition, a Partnership for National Unity, and the Alliance for Change, APNU-AFC, on Monday, filed election petitions challenging the results of the disputed March 2 regional and general elections. The Caribbean National Weekly said that the coalition, through its lawyer, filed the documents on behalf of the applicants Claudette Thorne and Heston Bostwick. The coalition wants the High Court to determine the legality of the elections and the results that led to the declaration and the allocation of seats in the National Assembly. The Guyana Elections Commission had declared the People's Progressive Party victorious in the polls based on the national recount supervised by a three-member observer team from CARICOM. Trinidad and Tobago's political leaders yesterday emphasized the need to end racism as the country celebrated its 58th anniversary of political independence from Britain. In their respective messages to mark the occasion, President Paula May Weeks, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, and opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesar also spoke about the importance of racial unity. Following the August 10 general elections, the head of the Roman Catholic Church warned that code words used during the Rwanda genocide were being used in Trinidad and Tobago, the CMC said in a report. There have been racial outbursts on social media following the defeat of the main opposition United National Congress in the general election earlier this month, as the People's National Movement won 22 of the 41 seats. Jamaicans who have been confirmed as COVID-19 positive will be allowed to vote at the public polling stations on September 3 in the island's general elections. They will be facilitated between 4 and 5 p.m. on election day under strict conditions. The COVID-19 positive persons are expected to wear masks, gloves, a face shield, and a gown. They are also required to travel alone with a driver to the polling stations. The driver should also wear a mask. International reggae artist Toots Hibbert, who is said to be in intensive care after developing breathing issues, is reportedly now in good spirits. According to a Loop News story, the Bam Bam singer was admitted at a private medical facility in Kingston, Jamaica over the weekend. Hibbert complained that he was not feeling well and checked into hospital as his lung function was said to be greatly diminished. Cabell Stevenson, Hibbert's manager, who shared the information with Loop, said Hibbert is now in good spirits and requesting prayers as well as positive vibes. Hibbert, 77, did a COVID-19 test at the University Hospital of the West Indies and is now awaiting the results. The National Hurricane Center, NHC, in Miami on Monday morning was tracking 4 disturbances in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. 2 of them are expected to develop into tropical depressions this week, forecasters said. One of these systems is a tropical wave, which is a few hundred miles south of the Dominican Republic in the central Caribbean Sea. Forecasters say there is a 70% chance of the system strengthening into a tropical depression in the next few days. The system is moving west at 15 to 20 miles per hour, with its sights set on Jamaica, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, and the Yucatan Peninsula. Residents are advised to monitor the progress of this disturbance. In spite of the increase in COVID-19 cases, travelers to the Caribbean still favor Barbados as their destination of choice. According to a list which was compiled by Travelzoo, a global publisher of travel deals, Barbados remains among the top 10 choices for Canadian travelers over the next 2 years. The results show that Cuba heads the list, followed by the Dominican Republic and Turks and Caicos Islands. The U.S. Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Aruba, and Puerto Rico top the list for travelers from the USA. The hero in the Hollywood movie Hotel Rwanda, who saved hundreds of Rwandans during the genocide by sheltering them in the hotel he managed, Paul Rusesabagina, has been arrested on terror-related offenses, this according to Rwandan authorities. In a Twitter statement, the country's Bureau of Investigation said that Rusesabagina was now in their custody after being arrested through international cooperation. He is accused of being the founder, leader, and sponsor of violent armed extremist terror outfits, according to the agency. There was no information given on the country that assisted them with the arrest. An international warrant was issued for his arrest and he is currently in police custody in Kigali, Rwanda's capital, according to the Rwanda Investigation Bureau. Canadian researchers said Monday they are investigating a popular superfood, the acai berry, as a treatment to prevent COVID-19's most severe symptoms. Past studies have shown the berry's extract may act as an inflammation inhibitor, which doctors believe could help prohibit the severe inflammatory response caused by the coronavirus. University of Toronto scientists who have studied the berry's effect on inflammation responses for nearly 5 years have enrolled some 580 patients who have tested positive for coronavirus in Canada and Brazil. Half took doses of the extract while the rest received placebos. Results of the 30-day study are expected to be released at the end of 2020. The Trump administration is looking to tighten oil sanctions on Venezuela by removing exemptions that allow some oil companies to exchange Venezuelan crude for fuel from the OPEC member. A top United States envoy for the country, Elliot Abrams, told Reuters news agency on Monday that sanctions have been extremely effective in reducing income to the regime. These sanctions have already deprived the country of most of its long-term oil customers, reducing oil exports to below 400,000 barrels per day, their lowest level in almost 80 years. U.S. President Donald Trump has ramped up sanctions on Venezuela, seeking to remove the President Nicolas Maduro after a 2018 re-election considered a sham by some Western nations. The Paris prosecutor's office has opened an investigation over illustrations in a right-wing magazine that portrayed black politician Daniel Obono as an 18th century slave. The article in the magazine Valeurs Actuelles, entitled Daniel Obono in the Age of Slavery, is a fictional account of Obono's return to 18th century Africa. The magazine included illustrations depicting Obono with chains around her neck. The article's publication prompted immediate and significant backlash from France's political class. The probe will be led by a unit from the Regional Directorate of Paris's Judicial Police. Racially insulting a person is punishable by law in France. The penalty for those convicted of racist slander is a jail sentence of up to a year and a €45,000 fine. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks so much for watching.